SummerSlam 2007 is widely regarded as one of the worst SummerSlams of all time. But I disagree. It wasn't outstanding, but it wasn't horrible either. The SmackDown main event easily was bad, and the Raw match was easily good. So it was like a vice versa of 2003, where Raw delivered and SmackDown failed to show up in 2007. Well, what a difference 4 years makes. Anyway, 2007 SummerSlam. Here we go. Starting out with Kane versus Finlay in the first match of the night. This match was only added to the pay-per-view 2 days before on SmackDown, so it was just a filler opener. So if this were today's, this would be on the pre-show. If you catch what I'm saying there. Only $9.99. This match was real physical. Finlay works on Kane's legs and his ribs throughout the match. Kane entertained the crowd while Finlay just did his thing and made this actually pretty good. But Kane wins after a massive chokeslam onto Fit Finlay. Triple threat match for the Intercontinental title is our next match. Mr. Kennedy versus Carlito versus Umaga. And this was interesting because there were only heels in this match. I think it would have been better if they added someone like Jeff Hardy. Still, this was pretty good. Not the best triple threat match of any means, but the crowd was cheering for Mr. Kennedy throughout the match. Him and Carlito double team Umaga, but he comes back and wins. So yeah, Umaga nails the Samoan spike on Mr. Kennedy for the win and to retain his Intercontinental title. The third match is a match we saw in 2006, but we're seeing it again because it's his return, and it's Chavo Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio once again. This was Rey's return match, and he came looking off weird. He came looking weird, covered in something at first. I didn't think this was him after all that stuff was rubbed off. Anyway, the match was pretty awesome. Rey Mysterio did some high-flying moves while Chavo worked on his injured leg. Yeah, that was pretty much it. The fans went absolutely wild and crazy when Rey Mysterio made his return. Mysterio makes his long way to come back by defeating Chavo Guerrero with the 619. Now we get a Divas Invitational Battle Royal. Whichever Diva wins becomes the #1 contender for the Women's Championship. This match was pretty hard to watch, as too many Divas were in the ring, and they all were screaming. Yeah, this Divas match was bad. Beth Phoenix eliminates Michelle McCool last, but I don't think really anybody cared. Yeah, anyway. Which brings us to the ECW Championship match, John Morrison versus CM Punk. This match was pretty cool. The whole Morrison gimmick thing was okay. I actually liked John Morrison when he was doing his spin-off of Jim Morrison from The Doors. This match was hyped over many weeks, and it felt like the match could have been a lot better. I'd like to see Booker. Wow. They both. Excuse me. Wow. They both. Lost track there for a second. Let's try that again. They both do well. The both of them do a good job in the ring with their feud, and they put on some good matches together. I wish this could have been an Extreme Rules match. But either way, John Morrison puts his foot on the ropes and pins CM Punk to retain the title. Now we get to Triple H versus King Booker. This was Triple H's return match and King Booker's last match on pay-per-view. And what a comeback it was, as he carried Booker in a good match. Yeah, King Booker himself, and the gimmick was bad. The gimmick was sucked. I would have liked to seen Booker do the Houston Hangover, but because I haven't seen him do it in a long-ass time. But it was an okay match. You pretty much know how it goes. Triple H pretty much squashes King Booker. King Booker got in little offense, but Triple H nails the pedigree and gets the win against King Booker. Now we get to the SmackDown main event. Great Khali versus Batista. They should have added a gimmick to this match, like a no disqualification or some like hardcore thing take place in ECW. It was boring, and the crowd was not into this. I wasn't into this. This was just horrible. Thank God this match ended pretty quickly. Great Khali nails Batista with a steel chair to disqualify himself, but he remains champion. And after the match, Batista nails a spinebuster on Khali, but no one cared. Which brings us to the main event. John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And this match was the match everybody wanted to see, and they finally got to see it here. The match started off slow and a bit slow-paced as well. But later throughout the match, the pace quickened faster and turned out to be a pretty good match. Pretty good fight. It was a nice match. Randy showed off his ring skills pretty good. Cena didn't have his usual things in this match. He did do his usual things in this match. 5 moves of doom. You get the picture here. I really thought Randy Orton was going to win, but no. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was still a good match, though. John Cena nails the the attitude adjustment out of nowhere for a hard-fought victory. And John Cena has won 10 pay-per-views so far at this point. Should have lost it to Bobby Lashley at Great American Bash, but that's a different video for a different time. Anyway, this year's SummerSlam definitely was okay. It's not the worst like people say it is. Pretty good comebacks by Rey Mysterio and Triple H. That's SummerSlam 2007. I'm going to give SummerSlam 2007 a 5.5 out of 10. Best match of the night was probably John Morrison versus CM Punk. And the worst match of the night is hands down Great Khali versus Batista. So that's SummerSlam 2007. Coming up next, SummerSlam 2008.